You know that feeling? The constant buzz of modern life, the notifications, the deadlines. And underneath it all, there's this quiet, deep sort of yearning for something simpler.
Something grounding.
Exactly. Like you just want to feel rooted, truly present. And maybe the answer isn't more productivity hacks, but reconnecting with something really fundamental, like the earth itself.
That's precisely what we're diving into today, exploring how that connection with nature in all its forms can genuinely impact your well-being, and not just like feeling a bit better, but physically, mentally, emotionally, even spiritually.
Okay.
We'll look at some practical ways you can cultivate this connection and some really fascinating ideas about why it matters so much.
Great. So if we're looking for that calm, that grounding,
Yeah.
where do we start? What's the science actually saying about just being in green spaces? Is it just nice, or is there more to it?
Well, it's really quite remarkable how much science is backing this up now. It goes way beyond just, fresh air feels good. Right. Researchers are actually measuring physiological changes. Things like a drop in stress hormones, cortisol, for instance, boosts in immune function, faster recovery times after surgery. Our bodies seem genuinely wired, you could say, to respond positively to natural environments.
Yeah.
More than we probably realize. It's not just stories. There's real biological data there.
Wow. Okay. A deep biological connection. That makes me think of Shinrin-yoku, forest bathing from Japan. Is that related to this?
Absolutely. Shinrin-yoku is a perfect example. It's not about exercise, not really hiking or anything strenuous. It's about mindful immersion.
Mindful immersion.
Yeah, just letting all your senses soak in the forest atmosphere, being present. You breathe in these phytoncides compounds trees release, and they're thought to boost our immune cells, natural killer cells.
So it's the mindfulness in nature that unlocks those deeper benefits.
That seems to be a key part of it, yes. The conscious engagement.
Which means you don't necessarily need, like, a giant untouched wilderness.
Exactly right. You don't need to live near a massive forest. That's the encouraging part.
Okay.
Even a small garden, right outside your door, or a city park, even just a few potted plants on a windowsill, they can offer that vital connection. It's really about making it accessible and engaging with it consciously.
That makes so much sense. And that idea of accessibility leads perfectly into something more active, doesn't it? Gardening. People often see it's just a hobby, but I kept hearing it described as like a therapeutic practice. What's going on there?
Gardening is fascinating because it almost forces a particular mindset shift. One of the biggest lessons, as the gardener Joe Lample often says, is acceptance.
Acceptance.
Yeah. He calls it a daily reminder from Mother Nature that, well, you're not really in control.
Oh, I feel that. I really do. I remember years ago, my daughters were tiny, maybe 4 and 8, and they wanted to help pick our first baby lettuce. And my first thought was panic. Like, no, you'll mess it up. I was so hung up on the perfect harvest.
That's such a common feeling, isn't it? That drive for perfection, especially when nature is involved, which is inherently, unpredictable.
It really is. But I sort of stopped myself and realized, okay, a perfect garden harvested only by me might actually be a pretty lonely place. Letting them help, even with the slightly mangled lettuce. It brought this unexpected peace, embracing the beautiful chaos of it all.
And that's exactly it. Gardening is like this constant antidote to perfectionism. Think about it. Bugs, bad weather, maybe the neighbor's weed killer drifts over. Lample calls them endless neutralizers for perfectionism.
I like that.
He admits he's a perfectionist himself, but gardening taught him, basically, pursuit of perfection is a waste of time, especially in the garden. So don't bother. It's actually quite liberating.
It really is liberating. And it pushes you towards a growth mindset, doesn't it? Like when something goes wrong, it's not failure, it's just information for next time. I love Lample's attitude about loving mistakes because they teach you something. Just this season, I planted some seedlings way too close together. Total rookie mistake. My first reaction was that little stress spike, arc, not the right way. But then I thought, okay, learn from it. Do better for the fall planting. It's like a constant outdoor classroom.
It absolutely is. A continuous cycle of observing, learning, adapting. Skills that are useful way beyond the garden patch. And besides these mindset shifts, gardening also really builds connection and presence.
Connection and presence. That feels important. How does gardening specifically help cultivate those? Connection with, like, other people and just the world around us?
Well, strong relationships are huge for well-being, right? And gardening is fantastic for that. And Lample points out it's one of the best ways to connect strangers.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You instantly share common ground. Literally. I feel it all the time meeting other gardeners. There's just so much to talk about, from practical tips about slugs to the deeper, almost spiritual side of watching things grow. And it's not just connecting with people, is it? It's connecting with the world in a really visceral way. Like when you actually eat food, you grew yourself.
Oh, absolutely. That's a powerful moment. It's that immediate reminder of our, as Lampel says, innate connection to the earth. You start paying attention to things differently, the first frost, how much rain fell, where the sun hits at different times of day. You build this relationship with your little patch of land.
You really do.
You start to feel like a parent almost, nurturing these plants. And it encourages being present. Lampel actually makes a point of not listening to podcasts or music in his garden. He calls it sacred time.
Sacred time, I get that.
Time to just listen to the birds, feel the breeze, enjoy the quiet.
I find that too. Just last night, actually, after it had rained heavily, I just sat out there as the light was fading. Didn't do anything, just sat. And that sense of ease, it just washes over you so quickly. It's not just the work, it's the being.
Exactly. That quiet being is crucial.
And of course, there are the more obvious physical and nutritional benefits too, right?
Oh, definitely. Gardening involves a surprising amount of physical activity. Lampel even jokes it might cut down your need for a gym membership.
Haha, it's true that.
All the bending, stretching, lifting.
When you're weeding, you're on your belly, your side. It's like a weird yoga class sometimes. It definitely keeps you moving. And just feeling the sun, the soil, seeing all that life around you. It's inherently calming, but you do have to remember to consciously take that time to just be there, not only work.
That's a great point. And finally, the food itself. Growing your own means access to the freshest whole foods. And we know diet massively impacts mental health. Things like the Mediterranean diet, rich in those kinds of foods, have shown real benefits for things like depression. Your garden delivers that right to your doorstep. It creates this amazing loop: activity, mindfulness, healthy eating.
Okay, so we've looked at being in green spaces, actively gardening, but what if we need to think about wellness itself in a way that fully includes this ancient connection to the earth? I know the First Nations perspective on health and wellness offers a really deep view on this.
It really does. It's a profoundly holistic vision, often visualized as interconnected circles. You start with the individual at the center, then circles moving out for mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical well-being.
Okay.
And the key is balance between all of them.
No.
Nurturing them all together, not seeing them as separate boxes to tick.
And there are core values underpinning it all: respect, wisdom.
Exactly. Respect, wisdom, responsibility, and relationships. They're seen as fundamental. And central to this whole framework, really holding it all together, is the concept of land.
Land.
But not just dirt, right?
Not at all. In this view, land is what sustains us in every way: physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. It includes the oceans, the air, the food, the traditional medicines. It's tied to identity, to ancestry, to health itself.
No.
There's this deep sense of responsibility to the land, to care for it, share its knowledge. It's seen as the ultimate nurturer, providing beauty, connection, feeding our souls. It's a living entity we're in relationship with, not just a resource to be used. That really shifts the perspective, doesn't it? Our well-being isn't just an inside job, it's this intricate two-way relationship with everything around us.
Precisely.
Which brings us to another direct connection idea that's gotten a lot of buzz, but also maybe some controversy. Grounding or earthing. What exactly is that?
Right. So grounding or earthing is basically the practice of having direct physical contact between your body and the surface of the earth.
Like walking barefoot.
Exactly. Walking barefoot on grass, soil, sand, even unsealed concrete, things that conduct electricity. The core idea is allowing a kind of electrical connection between you and the planet.
And the benefits people report, well, they sound pretty amazing. Feeling calmer, more present, sleeping better, less fatigue, pain relief, even for chronic issues or after surgery.
That's what many people report. Also, things like increased heart rate variability, HRV, which is a good sign of nervous system resilience, better mood, more stamina, less inflammation, balanced stress hormones, better circulation, reduced anxiety and depression. It's quite a list.
It really is, which I imagine leads to some questions from the scientific community. Where does the debate come in?
It does. And this is where you get different viewpoints. On one side, you have proponents pointing to certain studies, some published in places like the NIH database or inflammation research journals, suggesting measurable benefits for inflammation, immune response, sleep, things like that.
Okay.
The theory often involves the earth having this natural negative charge and our bodies building up positive charge. And grounding allows electrons to flow and sort of stabilize our internal electrical environment, like grounding an electrical appliance.
Right, that analogy makes sense. But what are the counter-arguments? Why the skepticism?
Well, the main concerns revolve around the research itself. Some critics point out that quite a few studies have been funded by companies that actually sell grounding products, which raises questions about bias.
Ah, okay. Conflict of interest potential.
Right. Other critiques mention small sample sizes in studies or potential flaws in the methodology. And there's the argument that many of the reported benefits could simply be due to the placebo effect.
Or just being outside and moving more.
Exactly. Or that maybe human biology doesn't really work like an electrical circuit that needs grounding in that literal electrical sense. That the claims might oversimplify complex biochemistry.
So it's definitely an area with ongoing discussion. Personal experiences seem really strong for some people, but the hard science is still being debated.
That sums it up pretty well.
Oh.
And really the takeaway for you listening is that regardless of where the definitive science eventually lands, many, many individuals report genuinely positive experiences.
Right.
So the encouragement is always to explore it for yourself. Pay attention to how you feel if you try walking barefoot on the grass for a bit. If it makes you feel better, calmer, more grounded, well, that personal experience is incredibly valuable for your own well-being.
That's a really important point, honoring that subjective experience and that awareness, that connection. It kind of brings us back full circle to nature-based mindfulness, doesn't it? A practice that's thousands of years old. How does that look, practically speaking?
Well, a classic, incredibly accessible example is mindful walking. It's been practiced for centuries.
Yeah.
As you walk, you simply use your mind, your body, all your senses to pay close attention to the natural world around you.
So you'd really focus on like the feeling of the ground under your feet. Is it soft, hard, maybe a bit sticky after rain, uneven?
Exactly. Noticing how your foot lands heel first, or toes, and feeling that connection travel up through your body as you move. It's about bringing full awareness to that simple act of walking within nature.
Fully present in each step.
Precisely. And it really highlights that idea that, our bodies and minds are embedded within the natural world. Think about breathing. It's a constant exchange. We breathe in what plants breathe out, and vice versa.
Wow, yeah.
Mindful walking can make that deep interdependence feel really tangible, really obvious.
That sense of deep connection is clearly powerful. But there's an interesting point here. Apparently, just feeling connected doesn't always automatically translate into, like, taking care of the environment. You can feel one with nature, but still not change your habits. What bridges that gap?
That's a crucial insight, yeah. Research suggests that while fostering that connection is vital, it often needs a little nudge to turn into pro-environmental action.
A nudge.
Yeah. Simply providing easy, concrete examples and encouraging what you might call an environmental act of kindness seems to be key.
Like what?
Oh, simple things. Picking up a few pieces of trash you see in the park, consciously choosing a reusable water bottle, maybe planting something bee-friendly if you have space. Small, tangible actions.
Gotcha.
These acts seem to transform that feeling of identification into actual protective behavior. It makes the connection real and actionable for you, and that creates a positive feedback loop. You feel good doing it, which reinforces the connection, so on.
This has been fascinating. This whole deep dive really shows how connecting with nature, whether it's just being in green spaces, getting your hands dirty gardening, exploring ideas like grounding, or practicing mindful walking can genuinely boost your well-being on so many levels. Mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. It touches everything.
It really does. And perhaps the core lesson, the big takeaway, is that this connection isn't just about finding personal calm, though that's wonderful. It's about recognizing our fundamental interdependence with the natural world. Your well-being and the planet's well-being. They're deeply, deeply linked.
So maybe the thought to leave you with is this. Consider how even those small, consistent acts of connection, those little acts of kindness towards nature, can ripple outwards. They benefit you directly, yes, but they also contribute to the health of the world around you.
Find your own way to step outside, connect with the earth, whatever that looks like for you. Really hope this deep dive has given you some interesting things to think about, maybe some new practices to try.
Absolutely. Until next time, find your patch of green and reconnect.